Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Danny's Life and Travel. And today I'm just going to give another update on AMD, what's happening with the stock, and again, what's going to be happening in the future. So, as you can see from my little chart here, for the past 5 days we've been going down. So let me try and open up the 5-day chart. So you can see there from last week. So from last Friday. Last Friday went up by 4.5%, and another 4.5%. I think after hours, and I think it was. I saw pre-market on Monday morning is up total about 7% pre-market as well. So it's a little crazy, but the reason why this happened is because of the news that AMD would be added to the S&P 500, and it would be added on this coming Monday. So the reasonable assumption would have been that everybody knows it's going to be added to the S&P 500. That means all these index funds and all these fund managers who invest in the S&P 500 would then have to be buying a piece of AMD because it would be part of that fund, and so the price should go up. The stock price should go up. So the reasonable assumption is that you should get in as quickly as you can. So from Monday it should go up and start going up, but that didn't happen. It started going down and down and down and down for 5 days. In total, lost about 5%, according to my calculations, a little over 5%. But I stuck with it still, because the reasons why I stuck with it is because of what's coming up. So firstly, yes, we are being added to the S&P 500, and it's coming on Monday. So the other idea was on the chat forums, one of the conversation sites for Yahoo Finance on here, they were saying, that the stock had been devalued by market makers. They've devalued it deliberately because of the stock options, because there's a large volume of options that expire at 13. They're at 1350, right? The 1350 options. So in order to make them expire, you don't have to pay out on them. They made the stock go down to 1349. Below the 1350 line. So I think it was the same with puts and calls. So both sides, there's a huge volume on that. So in order not to pay out, they had to make that happen. I don't know if this is true, but if it is, then okay. But for me, generally, I don't really go off that much, but it does explain it at least. But what I saw, and I'll just minimize this, is actually I'll just show you this first. So on the volume side, on Friday when it closed, it was a bit crazy, because on here I saw volume has been 33 million, and then after hours, by the time it's finished, it went all the way up to 229 million. So there's a huge amount of volume that's come into it. I don't even know if I doubt. I was trying to doubt if this was accurate. If the volume was accurate, if there's something wrong with the Yahoo, Finance that is just showing it. But so it went from 33 million all the way to 229 million. Now it's like 224 million, which is a little crazy. So we had that issue there, and then the reason why I'm sticking with it, I'll just go on from there, is firstly S&P 500. That's happening on Monday, so that's on my calendar here, you can see. And then we have the next one. Where's it gone? We've got 1 week with nothing, so we've got this entire week. And second, we got nothing on that week, and the week after we got nothing, as far as I know. So 2 weeks with nothing. So next week it should go up. That's what common sense would say, but I don't know. But then we got 2 weeks of nothingness, and then for 4 weeks after that, every week we have something good. So from the 10th, from the 10th we have from the 11th of April. So the week starting the 10th of April. So we have Ryzen 5 launching. And then we have the following week we have the RX 500 launching. So it's a refresh of the GPU line. And then the week after that we have the annual shareholders meeting. And then the week after that we have the earnings. Earnings should be on there. Yeah, earnings. No, that's not right. It'll be here. Yeah, it's the 4th of May. And we have AMD earnings there. This is also for Glencore as well. So I have all the other stuff in there, monetary policy stuff. But there was, I think, even this week, there was part of the reason why I thought it might have gone down is there was a lot of issue around the FOMC, which is the Financial Open Market Committee for the Federal Reserve. And they basically set the interest rate. So whenever there's a question mark over the interest rate, I've seen it before where it just goes crazy. So I thought maybe once they announce the interest rate, it might recover. But again, if you are doing that, if there's bad news or people have a negative view of the interest rates or any kind of news, it's best to give it a couple of days, for it to rectify itself. Because what happens is people overreact and then it comes back up. So that is another possibility, why it was down this week. But I can't say for sure. Don't know. The main things I'm looking at is for the future. What are there any positive catalysts? Is there anything positive coming in the future? And I see, the S&P 500 being added to it. We didn't know that would happen. That's a positive. Generally, whatever I've read, everywhere it says if you get added to the S&P 500, stocks normally go up. Not by a huge amount, maybe 5% or something, but still they do go up. And the consensus is that Monday will be an up day anyway. So, that's what everyone else is saying. Don't know 100% if it will be true. I'm hoping it will. So, if it goes up, it's good. And then in the coming future, we have positive things like I've shown you, the product launches and so on. And the annual shareholders meeting plus the earnings. So that's all positive stuff. In the meantime, I did think about, because there's a couple of weeks where nothing's happening. Again, we could have another surprise where they show that, the AMD's made a new deal or is being bought out by someone. There could be anything. It could happen. But other than that, based on what we know, there's about 3 weeks that there's not really much happening. So I was thinking maybe I should come out and go into something else for the time being, make a bit of money because, I want to use my time efficiently and not be wasting it. But everything else was too highly priced. Mobileye got bought out by Intel. So that was, it went up by 30%. Who knew? I was in it last year, would have made money. I think half of my position was in it last year and half was in Tesla. And Tesla at that point went up to 265, so I made a good chunk of cash on that, 33% of my money. And I think it was 33 to 40% on Mobileye as well at the time. So I did make money. It was just that, it would have been more. It didn't go to 60 at the time. If it went to 60, I would have made a lot more. So they're just too highly priced, Tesla and Mobileye. Tesla's had they've done a share offering again because they need more money. I knew this was coming. I listened to all the earnings calls, and Elon Musk, the CEO, did say, hey, we may need more capital. So that was coming. So I knew that would happen. And because they're going to dilute the shares, it may go down. It is a cult stock, so it could bounce back up. May not care. But I'm thinking good chance that it'll go down. It's too high. It's close to its all-time high, which is 285. Mobileye is at its all-time high. And there's no point buying it anyway because, it's been bought out. What else is there? Intel is going down anyway. It's up a little bit today, but generally it's downwards because there's nothing coming out for the future really. They just bought Mobileye. I don't know how that's going to pan out. It's a long way to go. There's not anything new I can see. And again, the price is close to its high anyway, so I don't see anything amazing. Nvidia, again, the consensus is it should be priced at $90. I think they just launched a 1080 Ti GPU, and that's had positive reviews, and because of that, it's gone up a little bit. from $98 to 106. So it is good on that side, but again, it can drop at any moment, because beyond this, there's nothing else for quite a long time. So anyway, AMD it has a good chance of going back up, because the high of AMD was 15.5, I think, or 15.2 as I saw it, and so it's a fair bit off that. Yeah, you know, it's I think, let me see, so let's do this. So if we take the price 15.5 divided by 100, you get that. So you do 15.5, take away, what's it at, 13.49, you get that, and divide it by, copy paste. So it's down by nearly 13% so far from its all-time high. Generally, I've seen it in the past. The pattern is, if it goes to around 20%, it's gone down, it is definitely going to go back up. You know, it's happened before many times. In rare occasions when there's information, you know, based on information, it's gone down, then you can say maybe 33%, but generally about 20%, and then it goes back up and it gains about 55%. Seen that happen before. So I'm not worried. I'm still in profit by a good chunk of cash. So even if it went down by another, I think, 10%, you know, I'd be fine, still be in profit. But so yeah, so I can afford to wait it out. I'm okay. But the thing with this is that I see a lot of positives coming out, so that's why I'm sticking with it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This one's been a shorter video than the others, so please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want the videos to be longer, or if you want me to do any other stocks and give you my opinion on them, I'll try my best to do that. Generally, what I do with these stocks is I really research the hell out of them, you know, and then that's how I know where they're going and what to do with them. Otherwise, normal person would just see, oh yeah, it's going up, and just get in, and you lose money. So it's better to research it properly and see where the highs and the lows are, and then make a decision on that. So yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. Danny out.